online questionnaire in both Swedish and English was sent to 850 students, and 234 responses is considered for further analysis. This is the applied structural equation modeling to estimate data, and also confirmatory factor analysis was applied to assess the symmetric properties of perceived risk as a second-order construct. And for the result and data analysis, for the first hypothesis of this study, the first hypothesis is supported, and we consider perceived risk as a second-order construct in the model, in the structural equation model, and then tested the hypothesis. The second hypothesis showed that hedonic motivation is not associated with perceived risk in the emerging e-banking adoption context, and also indicate a positive relationship between customer deterrence emotion and their perceived risk. Also, this results show that there is no empirical evidence in this study to support the relationship between customer loss emotions towards emerging e-banking technology and their perceived risk. And as a final hypothesis, this study support that customers' perceived risk negatively influence on their behavior intention to adopt new emerging e-banking technology. Sorry. And as a final part discussion, I try to highlight the most important part of findings. This study argued that perceived risk not only can be influenced by a logical assessment of emerging e-banking technology, also can be associated with customers' emotion. These findings are in line with research in risk judgment and decision-making contexts that argue risk perception is the result of two qualitatively different modes of information processing, named risk as feeling and risk as analysis. Between different type of emotions involving positive emotions and negative emotions, positive emotions in terms of hedonic motivation and negative emotions in terms of loss and deterrence emotion, the empirical findings report that only deterrence emotion, namely anxiety, fear, worry, and distress, are possibly associated with customers' perceived risk in the emerging e-banking adoption context. The empirical result of this study show although customers in the e-banking adoption context perceive control over its expectant consequence of using emerging e-banking technology, they still might feel deterrence emotions because they perceive emerging e-banking technology as a threat that can prevent them to achieve their personal goal. Moreover, it can be conduct that customers' deterrence emotion are associated with customers' behavior intention to adopt emerging e-banking technology through customers' perceived risk. And finally, managerial implication and limitation of this study. From the e-banking perspective, managers and policymakers should try to decrease customers' perceived risk by paying attention to the reasons for customers' negative emotion toward the emerging e-banking technology. There are some risk-reducing strategies, such as money bank guarantees and prominently displayed customer satisfaction guarantees that can be practical to reduce the perception of the threat. And also as a limitation, I should refer to the sample of this study that mostly were young and educated individuals and participants. So the result might be different when the participants were older. And also result would probably be different between different cultures and different levels of technology usage. And one suggestion would be conducting the same study in different cultures to see what kind of emotions might arise in different cultures with different level of technology usage. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Masuma, for your presentation, and great. According to my stopwatch, you did it in 11 minutes and some seconds.
So welcome. Yeah, good. I tried to be short.
It seems that you did good training. Yes, thank you very much. You know, when you presented, I asked myself, do you feel that we might use a fintech or financial innovation that we dislike? Or like I start to ask myself when I was listening to your presentation, I'm not sure if my colleagues agree with me or not. I would probably, I'm not sure, but I would probably use some services, even like if I have a negative emotion toward it, if I feel that I can get some benefits. What do you think?
Actually, it depends. If we want to say dislike or like, it would be like affective variables. That this is not the target of this study. If you mention, if you want to speak about emotion here, we are speaking about the initiative reactions that suddenly happen, and it's not something that you might like or dislike. It's this liking part is it's related to the your attitude sometimes, because you might like sometimes some things because of your experience, but other times your emotions, like you might be very angry when you are using your application, when like fintech application or other banking application, because it doesn't working well, or maybe based on your experience the appearance of the application is not good. So these kind of emotions arise suddenly and influence you to perceive that application that's risky, or you want to just avoid use that application, while you or you prefer to resist to use the previous application instead of new application, just because of raising emotions like negative emotions suddenly. And so it prevents you to continue using the new e-banking technology. So yeah,
Yes.
I hope that I
yes, I can see the
your
point.
questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
One question.
Yeah, of course.
Regarding methodology. You have considered perceived risk as second order construct.
Yeah.
Just I need small discussion on this, like why you have taken perceived risk as a second order construct.
Actually, the first things that I had in my mind, it was that perceived risk have been considered as a different definition, but mainly in e-banking context they refer to Fiderman and Paul as a like reference, and this study covers most of different kinds of risk, like different dimensions of risk. So I was thinking it's a good idea that we try to cover most important dimensions of risk, and and try to see how emotion can influence on perceived risk as a multi-dimensions variable, not just one variable with 2 or 3 questions. It would be like cover most part of risk that people might receive. Yeah, I hope it's worked.
Yes. Let me briefly highlight. Yes, I guess this is very important point. So probably, as Dr. Because saying a sayer that you need Masuma probably to show your opinions more, right? This is what I understand from the right, Doctor.
Yeah.
Yes, because I agree with you that some papers sometimes use the different methods to measure perceived risk, and this is probably an important point to spend enough argument why this should be chosen in this context, Masuma.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, very good suggestion. Thank you so much.
Let us see if our colleagues have some questions or they would like to highlight some points. You are always welcome also to use chat function to write some comments so we can carry it. If no question, we would like to thank you again, Masuma, and then go to the last paper in our presentation today before the concluding. Right, Doctor?
Yeah, and the last paper is on bibliometric analysis, digital transformation in financial services.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ahmed?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Let me share my PPT. Can you see my PPT, Doctor?
No, not yet.
I think that the old PPT is still open. Yeah.
Yes, great.
Can you see it?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. We can see the first slide.
Is it, Prof? It's moving, Prof?
Yeah. Yes, it's moving well.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Indeed, it is a great pleasure for me to present, participate in the first Economic Transformation and Sustainability International Conference. The paper titled Digital Transformation in Financial Services, Bibliometric Analysis using the Scopus database. My name is Muhammad Munir Ali from Accounting Department, College of Economics, Management and Information System, University of Nizwa, Oman. So this presentation includes introduction and aim of the study, review of literature, methodology, findings, and references. So introduction part, the banking industry has increased massively with the introduction of digital technologies. It has transitioned from traditional paper transactions to touch points on a screen. Blockchain, machine learning, artificial intelligence are just a few of the emerging technologies that are opening up new opportunities in the field of business intelligence. Customers' engagements can improve through big data analytics, technology-enabled wealth management, real-time customer information. The term digital information refers to the changing nature of society and business as a result of the use of digital technologies, as per Abdul Qadri, 2021. As a result of digital transformation in financial services, the practitioners and researchers might deal with swift changes in everyday process and the restructuring of business model, as per Rousseau Spend. A digital transformation necessitates seamless compatibility between all enterprises, interoperability. Say et al. However, although digital transactions open up new business opportunities, they also introduce new concerns such as pressures on back office, as per Angel Polos. So the purpose of this paper is to identify the extensive research themes in digital transformation in financial services from 2000 to 2021, their significance and interdependencies, to determine which trending topic seems to be the most influential to trace the evaluation of digital transformation in the financial service. And it addresses new and under-researched field of research that is intriguing for future research. I did almost 20 literature reviews, more than 20 literature reviews. Some of the literature reviews you can see, digital transformation necessitates seamless compatibility between all enterprises, interoperability. However, although the digital interactions open up new business opportunities, they also introduce new concerns such as pressures on back office processes. So you can see other research like as per Tortoli. This research problem is exacerbated by the fact that ICT and research on digital transformation has traditionally been conducted in academic silos. Thus, theoretically, significant insights on what are the emerging topics in the field of digital transformation in financial services are currently unavailable. As a result, researchers have become more interested in this field with the belief that a better understanding of digital transformation in financial services will lead to better contributions in the current research field. So by reviewing the existing literature, the researcher provide comprehensive overview of knowledge, structure, most renowned authors, most cited journals, co-citation network, most affiliated countries, prominent affiliated institutions, trending topics, significant research streams. In turn, the current research tried to answer the below questions. What are the most significant journals in the field of digital transformation in financial services? How are publications about digital transformation in financial services are clustered? Which scientific study has received considerable attention in regard to citation? Who are the highly prominent authors in the research of digital transformation in financial services? Which are the highly recognized affiliations in the research field of digital transformation in financial services? What are some trending topics that scholars might use to focus their research in the future? So I took this methodology. This analysis of the current research begins with the identification of the database, applying Boolean searches in the Scopus database. So this study taken all the papers through Scopus database, followed by data extraction, synthesis, results, and reportings. As you can see that here, the stage number 1, the researchers took digital transformation in financial services is the keywords used in the Boolean search Scopus database. We received 321 Scopus papers related to digital transformation in financial services. We also excluded article 1 erratum and 32 duplicated. So total we deducted from this 321, and the study selected 288 articles. Then second stage, data extraction, synthesis and results, and reporting. So we have answered for 6 questions, as I explained before. So this study used a bibliometric analysis of 288 peer-reviewed research articles published over the last 22 years in the field of digital transformation in financial services. The data were extracted from only Scopus database and used various bibliometric analysis such as conceptual structure analysis, co-citation network analysis, social structure and keyword analysis using R software. The main findings I can conclude here because of the time limits. The findings shows an overall increase in the trend in journal publication, author productivity, collaborative research by institution and countries collaboration from the year 2019. Because I took study from 22 years, but the increase we can see from 2019 onwards, as well as the major insights from co-citation analysis. And the study also considered Lothka's law. A majority of authors, 769 or 95.77%, contributed only one article. In addition, the study assesses different multiple research areas such as the effects of digital transformation in financial services, applied technology and insights, digitalization process, comprising the latest trending topics in the research streams that extensively cover up in the field of financial services. Now, from here onwards, the main data and also some findings I can just share with you with the limited time. So I may not be able to explain in detail all, but I will explain some important results and findings. Descriptive analysis, as is shown here, the time span of this bibliometric analysis we took from 2000 to 2021. So we considered 218 sources. It includes journals, books, etc. And we have 288 documents, articles. So these are all the other details about documents, contents, documents type, authors, collaborations, authors, single authors, multiple authors. All details are here. So annual scientific production, we found that this graph will show the annual scientific production of research publication in the field of financial services digital transformation. Only a few articles were published between 2000 to 2006. So indicating that this is a relatively new field of study, because if you see here 1995, there may be only one study up to 2006. So the study, it's increasing from 2006 onwards. So most probably this year. So 2000, 2003, 2004, and 2006, which shows an extremely low compounded annual growth rate of research articles in the field. But the noting point here, whereas no articles were published in 2001, 2002, 2005, 2008, and 2009. Okay, and however, 260, 90% of the articles were published over the period from 2017 to 2021. And average citation here, I included only first slide here, shows that in 2000, one article received an average of 7 citations per the articles and 0.32 average citation per year. In 2012, 6 articles were published having an average of 17.17 citation for each article and 7.72 average citation per year, and so on. The 3-field plot shows here the left part of the Sankey plot is appears on the keywords, and in the center, this part is shows the keywords, and the last one, that means the right hand side of the Sankey plot, shows the sources. And most 20 local cited sources, these are all the most 20 local cited sources. You can see here citation, and this is the sources. Most here that MIS quarterly published by the Management Information System Research Center is the most locally cited sources with 92 local citation. MIS quarterly. Source impact, here we can see H index, G index, M index, and total citation, and publication year start. So this also shows American conference advances in intelligence system and computing, and American conferences on information system 2008, digital description AMCIS 2008 as a 2H index and G index each, whereas all over the 18 remaining sources have only one H index or G index. So most relevant 20 authors are here. You can see this is most 20 authors. Their articles and article fractionalized. So here we can see the details of all the authors, and this author Fedotova is having 4 articles with 0.85 articles fractionalized. Author productivity, as per the Lothcast laws, a total of 769 authors contributed to the articles investigated, and it shows this majority of the authors, 95.77% contributed only one article to the total publications, whereas 3.74% authors have produced 2 articles. So accordingly, you can see. So this is the number of authors expected in the field of digital transformation in financial services as per Lothcast laws. Most relevant affiliations, you can see this is also 20 most affiliations or universities. These are all the articles they published. BA School of Business and Finance is the and University College London and Volgograd State University were highly relevant affiliations having 6 articles each in the field of digital transformation in financial services. As we can see here, 5 citation, 4 citation, 3 citation, and 2 citation are affiliated with these institutions. Corresponding authors country. So USA is having 13 articles, followed by China 11, Germany 7, India, Spain, UK is also 7. So you can see all the articles, frequency, and other details. Most frequent authors keywords are here. So I took these keywords: digital transformation, fintech, digital economy, digitalization, blockchain, financial services, digital technologies, innovation, bank, industry 4, artificial intelligence, financial inclusion, transformation, big data, COVID-19, digital banking, and financial technology. Trend topics, we can see these topics here, trending topics during the recent years. Beginning from 2018, the key focus of digital transformation with the research emphasis on financial sectors is fintech, digital economy, digitalization, blockchain, and COVID-19, etc. This is very interesting. Now, next, cluster by documents couplings also we used for this study. And according to Zaho and Strom, the bibliometric coupling is another extensively used method when visualizing networks considered in the study domain. So as we can see here, 41.8% is fintech, conf is 25.7, blockchain is 41.2% as shown in the figure. So conceptual structure map, this is the most using the study is using this area, but this still is growing. So conceptual structure maps portray 2 key dimensions of the field of authors keywords using multiple correspondence analysis. So as shown, there are 2 red and blue blocks are here under conceptual structure map. It's very easy to understand when we show it is in a picture. Followed by co-citation network. So the co-citation work is analysis results shown in this figure. When viewed over time, co-citation analysis can expose a movement in fundamental schools of belief, small 1973. There were 3 separate clusters here, 1 blue and green, and you can see as red clusters. So accordingly, the following clusters were identified in relation to the study themes. The collaboration networks we also used, authors collaboration, institutional collaborations, and countries collaborations. And that's all with my presentation with the references. So there are some references. I hope I completed within the time limits. Thank you so much for listening, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. And let me, dear Muhammad, congratulate you for this interesting research project and for the very good presentation. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you. Let us ask our colleagues if someone would like to highlight questions or comments, or like to have some. I have only one question. If no one would like, I couldn't find any study from computer and human behavior. Do you feel, as I know that many studies, or at least this is what I can remember, computers on a human behavior, as you know, dear Muhammad, it's an important journal in this field. Yes, I'm not sure. Would you please just remind us with the keywords you use when you build your database?
Yeah, the digital transformation in the financial services. This is the keywords.
Okay.
Because it's a wide, doctor, so I very limited, and also I check only in this title.
Yes.
It's a good suggestion, doctor. Maybe
probably yes, probably because computers and human behavior, it's more like interdisciplinary journal, but I remember that I read some papers on this topic in their journal. I know other journals, you highlight all of them almost, and they were in your database. And the conclusions. I also, as I know that there is a big research center in if I'm not wrong, in Denmark, they are interested in this.
Yeah, Prof.
Yes, but interesting work anyway. Yeah, definitely. All of us need sometimes to as you know, to update our research, and and to support. But let me again say a very good job. I was honored to have this opportunity to listen to you and all of our colleagues today. I guess Dr. Singh agree with me about this, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes, we had the pleasure to listen about several topics covering probably the umbrella we can have today, that we had something like the umbrella, starting with listening about how electronic accounting information system used in banks. And it was nice to know, and I guess the point that to ask employees probably sometimes had been missed by the research community. They were more focused about customers and users and investors. But employee sound are definitely important because they deal with this issue daily, and we need to listen to what they think. So thank you very much for Maria Teresa and Marwa Al-Mashrafi for sharing their research with us. And then we had the pleasure, I guess, to listen to the work on fintech, how this distributive innovation and how the innovation is being happen in the financial service industry. Do you agree with me, Dr. Singh, about this? How much is important the innovation?
Without innovation, it's how it is possible to develop a new field.
Yes. And how could we run this interesting conference as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
The themes and sub-themes are very much relevant as far as the ongoing developments in the financial services are concerned.
Yes.
Especially the application of artificial intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence is applicable not only to banking; it has a role in insurance also.
Yes.
It somehow it is applicable. It is touching all the important areas. So fintech has a very bright future.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, and I like a part on this presentation from our colleague Rima and Sweetline when they highlighted that. I mean, this innovation could be seen as like a stimulator for motivating startups and even big banks. I know that some project Harnoff in University of Bremen has published an interesting paper about collaboration between small startups and big banks, and how sometimes these innovation seen as a supporter for big banks to develop a new service. And then we move forward to listen about probably the challenge part, which was also interesting.
Challenges, yes.
Yes, and when we all agree about the infrastructure, how this is important, but I did like in this part when the discussion highlighted some important things. Our colleague Rima and Sweetline, again, they highlighted how much important that senior managers could have more information about fintech. What do you think, Doctor, about probably the main challenge that we could face in using fintech globally? Since Professor Oman has highlighted that it's not the same story globally.
Yeah, like 2 times we have seen the presenters, they have highlighted trust. It is always very difficult to trust on any electronic platform.
Yes.
So,
yes, the trust. Yes.
Like cyber crimes are one of the reasons. And even as a human, it takes time to develop the trust.
Yes, I do agree with you. Yes,
with time and gradually it will happen, but right now trust is one of the big barriers.
Yes, and since let us use trust to go forward and to remember what our colleague Masouma has highlighted about emotion, how these, as you said, that these emotions and how risk as well could definitely probably determine to what extent we can rely on these technologies if we face a pleasure experience. And last but not least, we had the chance to listen about the literature review by our colleague Muhammad on how digital transformation has been studied in several journals. So thank you very much for all the participants, and we would like to give probably the chance if someone would like to highlight a final remark as well. If the presenters or the participants as well. Otherwise, I guess we can. We are just 2 minutes behind the deadline, right?
Yes, Doctor, if you allow me.
Yes, please.
It was a very organized presentation, and I attended many online presentation, but this is very calm and comfortable, and also no pressure with us. So we are given enough time for presenting, and it's very nicely organized. That is what I felt, because I attended many conferences, and it's a good platform for us. I am just like see, my research started in 2019 only, so I am a PhD student and going to graduate inshallah soon. I would like to so I published some journals like Scopus, because I want to tell this one, because I am a student, no? So maybe the people who listen like professor may think want to know about that Scopus and Emerald. I have 7 to 8 papers in Emerald now, including Scopus and Web of Science during these 2 years. So in future, if there is any collaborative research with any any professor or something, I would like to do it, because most of my papers are in single.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
for
highlighting this.
Very good.
Thank you. We wish you all the best, and thank you. I'm glad to listen to these nice words, and let us also thank the organizer. I mean, all our colleagues on Modern College of Science and Technology. They did business and science. They did like a great job in organizing. Dr. Hisham and our colleague Dr. Sengi and our colleague Ahmed. Thank you very much, and we wish you all the best. And definitely, I agree with you that I mean, one of the, as you know, the main aim of conference is to know and to listen about what other peoples from other universities and different various geographical locations, what kind of research they carry, which perspective they have, and to start a new collaboration. So thank you very much. And by this, I guess we can finish our session today, Dr. Sengi, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We are done. So Ahmed, what next?
That's it. We're done for today's session. We covered two technical sessions. Tomorrow we're going to be covering another two as well. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank every single person for attending today's session, and thanking the keynote speakers, the session chairs, and the co-chairs as well. And most importantly, the presenters for shedding the light on their research work. Just a quick reminder, tomorrow's session is not going to be as early as today. Tomorrow is going to start at 12 p.m. noon Oman time, and we will be sending out the session links by later on today. Okay. Thank you again. Thank you very much for every single one of you.
Thank you, Dr. Mustafa, for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.